NewsBiscuit. Real fake news.
Welcome to NewsBiscuit, the UK's original fake news. NewsBiscuit, the only thing hotter than global warming. I'm your host, Wrenfoe, and sitting with me in my ice-cold bath are Dan Sweryt.
Hello.
SparklyBob.
Oh, hello.
Is that hello with a question mark?
No, I said hello already, and then it didn't come through.
Oh, okay. Right, you're playing hard to get.
I said it really lovely and clearly, and then you didn't. You doubted me, so I was like, oh.
And Midfield Diamond.
Hello.
And Mrs. Wrenfoe.
Why am I last?
In my affection? What?
Why am I last? Is it a surname thing?
I just went boy, girl, and that was it. I didn't overthink it.
I think it's the patriarchy. Anyway, hello.
Do you know what the patriarchy is? Don't want to patronise you as a woman. But
Did you just mansplain the patriarchy to me?
yes, I think I did.
Welcome to the domestic bliss episode of
Yes. I hope you'll all be witnesses in the following court case. This month sees the start of the Ashes, which means it's wildfire season. Keir Starmer commits to starving children, but in a fiscally responsible way. And Barbie the movie hits cinemas, disappointing fans of Klaus Barbie everywhere. That's a bad one. And so that brings us to our first round news in brief, where our panelists select their favourite headlines. Mrs. Wrenfoe, we'll start with you. So you got the first then.
Good, I am pleased. Okay, so I've got three for you today. Mimes join French rioters with silent protest. To be fair, when I read that, I didn't immediately think it was funny because I thought that's plausible. Anyway.
Well, a hunger strike is doing nothing as well, isn't it?
If anything, there's more food for the rest of us.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that kind of, is that thing of, if a mime falls in a wood, does anyone care?
Junior doctors' strike enables them to see their families. And finally, Health Secretary says NHS whistleblowers are preventing patients from getting any sleep, which genuinely made me laugh. Because isn't that such a good vision of?
Yeah, how would you go about reporting kind of abuse if you worked in a whistle factory?
You'd be a whistleblower.
Yeah, I mean, how would anyone notice? I mean,
I kind of feel like actually that this feels like this could also be a real headline. I just really feel like that's something they actually could come out and say. Because the number of whistleblowers and the complaints we're having to deal with, it's actually stopping us getting on with the actual work. So it's actually on you.
Yeah.
Because you keep complaining and therefore we can't do the job that we're actually not doing very well. We're not funding them properly.
Too many fucking whistles. That's the problem with the NHS.
I would fund the NHS possibly, but I'm spending all this time replying to letters and the money's going on stamps.
Midfield Diamond.
Doctor says man who thinks he's a rifle can be discharged.
That's my favourite. That's my favourite.
Djokovic unable to escape from Alcaraz.
You see, that's almost too good for NewsBiscuit.
I thought that was really good.
Somewhere there's a Sun editor kicking himself,
Yeah.
going, that's the pun I live for. Oh.
Talk about what is wrong with tennis on that subject, because I watched the tennis final. I don't usually watch the tennis because it's a stupid and a dull game, but I thought I'll give it a go. And I watch football because football makes sense. And tennis, you would never get Man United go out to play Chelsea and both teams wear a white strip, because that is stupid and nobody knows what is going on. So why in tennis is it okay?
I think they're relying on the faces looking different.
As we know, I have face blindness. All men look the same. I had not a clue. Not a clue.
I'm your husband, you fool! For the love of God! Goes home with the wrong man again and uses the same cover story. Just embarrassing.
Have you tried listening to tennis on the radio? That's really good.
Oh God, is there such a thing?
Yeah.
they will,
They speak really quickly,
Yeah.
and it still doesn't really paint a picture of what's
No,
happening.
not at all. No, you have no idea what's going on.
No.
Apart from
The ball's got to the other end, and
Yeah.
now
And it's come back again.
Yeah.
No,
That's insane.
They should literally just go, right, everybody, get your snacks in. What I'll do is I'll have a nice chat. And then when someone gets a point, I'll tell you. But literally, the rest of the time, just picture racket, ball. That's hitting that.
You might as well commentate on Pong or Arkanoid.
Yeah.
Tennis is insane. Absolutely batshit. Unhinged.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and
sorry.
for that reason, we're cancelling it. Bloody woke tennis.
It's not
right.
woke, is it? If it's all white.
Right. Thanks, Dad.
Edit
Always
that out.
a little bit of implied racism in the episode. You're pandering to our target audience.
astrophysicist retires so he can spend more time with his family.
Oh, clever.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that.
My favourite one: driverless car stolen by joy passenger.
Yeah.
That's going to make, what's that game that's totally inappropriate with prostitutes?
I play that game all the time. We call it Jack the Ripper where I
Grand Theft
live.
Auto.
That's it, yeah, the one with the drugs. That's going to become like so nice and sedate because instead of like driving around like crazies, they'll like be sitting there and they'll put like sofas in the car. Yeah.
They still have prostitutes though, yeah?
Oh yeah. I'm sure they will.
Then they'll still sell.
Good times.
SparklyBob.
AI deepfake video of Jacob Rees-Mogg more believable than the real thing. I remember when they did a waxwork of Theresa May, and they did, like in the Metro like that, they had the photo either side, and actually the waxwork looked more real than actually Theresa May.
I bet the waxwork could dance better, that's for sure.
And make better choices.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's be honest.
So is there a Rees-Mogg deepfake video out there that inspired this headline? Do we know? Or is that...
Oh, I don't know.
There will be.
Well, I googled it on Twitter, and all I got was a deep fake of him as the child catcher for Chichi Chichi Bang Bang, and that just felt like it was a documentary.
Yes, I was about to say. Like, how would you? Like, literally, the reason why the deep fake thing. Like, how would you know? Like, oh, it's saying something absolutely outrageous and like that. Oh, well, that could be him, could be not him.
Yeah.
I love the favourite thing, the haunted Victorian pencil. That's what someone described.
Yes.
Yes.
That is brilliant. That is brilliant.
Crowdfunder to help Farage keep Coots' account raises 63p.
Someone pointed out that Coots, because they've been around for a long time, they feature in the book Dracula. Dracula uses Coots as his bank of choice. So they were willing to keep Dracula on the books, but not Nigel Farage.
We've got one blood-sucking parasite. We don't need another one. Because let's be honest.
Also, Dracula's European. And
Yes.
Yes.
Dan, what have you got?
Zelensky invites Just Stop Oil protesters to come and block traffic on Kerch Bridge.
Yeah, that will make them step up their game.
Yeah.
I mean, they were going to block Formula One, though, weren't they, Just Oil?
Were they?
Which I was thinking, oh, actually, that is pretty darn dangerous.
That is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we all know our stopping distances, and from 200 miles an hour, can you imagine?
Yeah.
It'll have to be the last lap.
Yeah.
They start braking on.
Lewis Hamilton said, "I just saw an orange blur, and then a
That's
thump."
it, yeah.
and
I thought it
just
was. I
carried
thought
on.
it was all the Dutch Max Verstappen
Yes,
fans, so I
that's
ran him
right.
over.
Never liked him.
Children bravely tackle vegetable shortage.
I think my children are at the front of that. They've possibly spearheaded it, really quite intuitively for all of their lives. They got ahead of the game.
What is that smell? You ask the kids, and it's all the vegetables going off.
Yeah.
Screenwriters demand payment for setting out their demands. That's one for the writers there, I think.
It
That's very
is.
good.
And as someone who's been involved in a few strike actions in my time, the one thing I would say is you need to be sort of striking from a position of strength insofar as people are going to miss you when you're not there. And I think Hollywood writers, who are the ones who strike at the moment, they do need to be much better at their job for people to care. I mean, they're striking and people are going, thank God, no more Marvel superhero movies for at least 5 minutes.
Hang on, I'm going to miss Sharknado 7.
Yes.
Me too, Dan. Sharknado is the greatest film ever made, and that's the hill I will die on.
Yeah, and that didn't need any writers, did it? So
Damn straight. Damn straight. It's the film Spielberg could only have hoped to have made when he sat out with Jaws.
It just, with the title, it just writes itself, doesn't it?
Exactly that.
That's literally the script. Sharknado 7. That's all that's written.
Well, we did on a previous episode. There's apparently Cocaine Shark
I'm
in production.
I'm there for Cocaine Shark.
Cocaine Shark, surely just get out of the water. That's a very short film. Oh, look, it's a shark going crazy. Or just step onto dry land.
SparklyBob, you don't know what these sharks are capable of when they're coked up. I'm just saying, they get legs.
How do they sniff it up? There's no toilets underwater.
Well, look, you're gonna have to listen to the previous episode. But these, just to summarize, the sharks were used as like drug mules. The cocaine bursts while they're swimming, and then they're havoc.
But in quite a big place, like the ocean's
Oh,
really big.
yeah, it is. But
They could be off their nuts, but in the middle of the ocean. And
yeah,
no one
but
knows about.
because they swim a lot faster on cocaine, they're covering a lot more space. They're writing, ironically, screenplays.
And then thinking about striking about writing.
Yeah.
They're that far ahead.
The thing that got me about strikes is that rail strikes are very different to air strikes, aren't they? Anyway, last one. Artificial intelligence currently going through really into take that phase. Slowly developing, maturing. Eventually, all it'll be talking about is pension credits.
Yeah. And they'll get excited about curtains and boarded loft.
Our next round is True Biscuit, where our panel has to guess which is a real headline and which is a fake one. Dan, we're going to start with you.
Hong Kongers urged to stare at smokers in a disapproving way to help create a tobacco-free city.
I would be so good at this because I do disapproving stares to pretty much everybody. Like you don't need to be smoking to get a disapproving stare from
True,
me.
I don't smoke at all, and I'm constantly on the receiving end of that look.
So I want to know why this is only limited to Hong Kong. Like why is this not a worldwide thing? Because I'm so on board with this, but we need to not like only limit ourselves to the smokers. There's a lot of people who need to be publicly shamed, and I'm there for it.
That's what it basically says. It says that when someone takes out a cigarette at a restaurant, everyone on the premises can stare at that person.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's smoking in a restaurant, I'm not staring. We've gone beyond. I'm into physical violence territory at that point. Any excuse.
Or you get loads of exhibitionists taking up smoking because they're like, "This is amazing. I'm the centre of attention."
I would definitely smoke naked. Is what I would do. Oh, you like what you see, do you? As I just take another long draw on my cigarette, and it would be one of those long stem cigarettes as well. You like it, don't you?
I mean, let's be honest. If you're going that way, you might as well just get an ornate pipe. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go Sherlock Holmes style.
Oh no, one of those big long Gandalf ones. I would definitely stare if someone got one of those out.
Something false. You just make a law. It's just like you can't smoke in various places. I reckon that would work.
I mean, you don't tackle other crime, are you? Like murder with
disapproving stare.
I saw a mid stab.
Look, they're not dead now. You've interrupted me. Maimed.
I think it's true.
Absolutely brilliant idea. Bring on more public shaming. I believe it to be true, Dan.
Bring on more public shaming. There you go. And the thing is, she's only going to get more conservative with age.
It is true.
That's ridiculous. Just make some laws.
Public birching, though. We're all right with that. Mrs. Wrenfoe, have you got one?
Netflix blamed for empty enclosures at troubled monkey attraction. This particular monkey sanctuary in Dorset, I believe this started in the pandemic when obviously you didn't have lots of visitors, decided they needed to entertain the animals. So they
for a second I thought you said they'd started a monkey sanctuary during the pandemic, which would be brilliant. It's a bit quiet. What should we do? Let's start a monkey sanctuary.
What can we offer subscribers now? Monkey sanctuary in Dorset.
They effectively got some TVs in like the inside bit. I'm not really a monkey expert, but they've got some TVs in the inside bit for the monkeys to kind of like hang out and watch Netflix. The problem arose when visitors returned and obviously have come to a monkey sanctuary to see some monkeys. but no monkeys were available because they were all inside because they'd become addicted to their favourite shows.
Just got to catch the end of Ozark.
Can I go back a couple of seconds? Why did the monkeys need the TV sets in the first place? Because they were bored.
Yeah, because they they're used to obviously having like visitors coming in.
Okay.
Again, I'm saying this. I'm not a monkey expert. I can only go on.
No, that's coming through very strongly in this episode. Your lack of monkey expertise.
They needed someone to throw shit at. So
absolutely. So Netflix.
So Ricky Gervais was there.
I bet they also shared one Netflix account. I bet they
Yeah.
didn't pay the
Scumbags. It's scumbags like this that are bringing the zoo down.
cheeky monkeys. I think you're fine.
I'm intrigued because they're watching people coming to the zoo. What narrative is going on there that Netflix needs to replace? Then, other than me shouting at my kids, not run away.
Everyone always comes in dressed as the Witcher. You're like, don't have that anymore, so we need to watch it on TV.
I mean, it brings a whole new meaning to the phrase Netflix and chill, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Unless it's opposite the tiger enclosure and they had to put Tiger King on.
Yeah.
It's still opposite the tiger enclosure. The tigers weren't banned from going to the zoo, were they? The tigers have gone home.
And I bet all the other animals were given crappy channels instead of Netflix as well.
Yeah.
They were just given basic free view.
Armadillo's just watching tennis. What the hell is going on here?
And
It's
you
just
can't tell
people
which
in
one's
white.
which.
Yeah,
I don't
well, still, it's the
understand
radio
scoring
version.
system.
You could position the TV sets behind the people who are coming to visit. So the monkeys come out there watching their programs. Everyone thinks, they're looking at us, but really they're looking over your shoulder.
You got in the way of it at a key moment. You know?
Yeah.
The series finale, and you were like,
Also, the monkeys
would
don't want to
lose
see
it.
the back of people who are all watching Netflix.
Sounds true to me.
You're a gullible soul, aren't you? You'll just go with anything.
It's got to be false.
I think it's true.
It's absolute nonsense. It's
Oh.
a news biscuit story from the archives.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, good one.
It said Midfield Diamond who swallowed that. You go out and go to buy yourself a monkey to watch Netflix with, don't you? Midfield Diamond, it is you. It is you now.
Doorbell for fish installed in Dutch canal. They recognised that there was a problem in that fish would swim through the town of Utrecht, but one of the lock gates would remain closed for time and they couldn't get through. So they installed a doorbell to request the lockkeeper to open the gates.
Knowing full well that fish have fingers, there wasn't something more fish orientated. It had
Like
to
a
be a dog.
hole.
Yes.
I found the Dutch word for this device, if that's going to be of any help.
Go for it.
Yeah, we're sorted now.
The Dutch word is visdeurbel.
No, it's not. I refuse to believe that. That is
What?
ridiculous.
He did the accent and everything.
I know, to try and make it sound convincing. That's like when I was at drama school and we convinced one of the kids' class that the Welsh word for microwave was poppity ping. And then it turns out in a certain region of Wales, it is poppity ping. That is actually the Welsh word for microwave. Fish doorbell is on a poppity ping scale. It's ridiculous.
Imagine if it's a ring doorbell. So the lockkeeper gets up, goes, I wonder who it's at.
Yeah. Oh, it's just that Amazon guy again.
Yeah.
Amazon. It's just the Amazon fish again.
I mean, why would you not, instead of a doorbell, why would you not just put in either, well, you could put in a letterbox, but then I'm thinking you just need a fish flap. Microchip the fish.
All the fish. All the
All the
fish.
fish.
All
Fish
of you
is what you're saying.
And then they can just be in and out that fish flap or fish floop, as they probably call it. And
If there's a hole in the lock gate, the water's
Not
going
working,
to
is
get
it?
through and it's not going to work very well as a gate.
That's
yeah,
it.
but yeah.
I put it to you, sir, that it doesn't work very well as a door, right?
Yeah,
Because also, if he's continually opening, I mean, he'd be up and down. They don't travel all together in one go, do they? Like, surely they'd almost forget that they want to go that way anyway. They only got like a 30-second memory. When they kind of go,
not.
oh, what's this? It's a wall. Why
They
am
don't
I
open
here?
the
Well,
door.
that's the worry.
Oh,
Is
let's go
they
back
ring,
that way.
well, that's the worry is they ring the doorbell. You come down to open up, and they're like, I don't even know why I'm here. And you're like, did you not ring the doorbell? I go, I can't remember.
Who are you?
Oh,
Who am have a
What's a
fish.
doorbell?
How do they know where to ring it?
Well, you can train
Ring.
sharks to mule cocaine.
Yeah, but you
I'm
might
sure
have
you can.
chips on them.
Sharks in a lock, for goodness sake. I mean, what is this? It's not
Hey,
Sharknado.
Write that idea down. Copyright
Yeah,
it
that's-
before someone else does. Sharks in
mean,
the lock.
If
That's
you're
good.
teaching a fish a doorbell,
Shark
while
and
you
lock.
got them, you might as well microchip them.
Yeah,
If that's ridiculous, then
Yeah.
teaching them the doorbell's ridiculous too.
That
Like-
reminds me of the old African proverb, though, isn't it? Is give a man a fish, but give him a doorbell, and he'll have all the fish he wants.
Yeah, lined up, waiting. Like shooting fish in a barrel.
Oh my god. False.
Yeah,
I don't think it's real.
yeah. Dad,
Oh, it's true, surely.
and the casting vote goes to Mrs. Wrenfoe.
This is true. The whole podcast has to end right now because this is literally. I feel furious that you've even spoken to us about this morning. It's got to be false. This is the most stupid idea I've ever heard.
Well, wait till next podcast, right? Midfield Diamond.
It's true.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
There's an underwater camera that you can log on to, and if you see a fish go past on the feed, you can press a doorbell online, and that feed goes through to the lock keeper. And if he gets enough rings on the doorbell, he thinks, oh, there must be some fish.
Oh
so
my
he goes
god!
and
So
opens it.
this is collective insanity. So all the people in the local area are just watching fish cams.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to hope
Oh.
that people like that lock keeper, because if
I
you
know,
don't like
true.
that lock keeper as a grudge, you'd be
Yeah,
like,
he's
fish,
Yeah.
fish, turn up you get,
Yeah.
fish.
SparklyBob.
Singer divorces her ghost husband. This wasn't the husband she married and then died. She's actually married a ghost, obviously. Victorian soldier burst into her bedroom one dark and stormy night. They got married on Halloween last year, but unfortunately she got very annoyed because he got too drunk on their honeymoon in Barry Island. So afraid she's going to get divorced.
What I want to know is where does Whoopi Goldberg come into all of this?
Is the fact that she's a singer at all relevant to the story? Because you've obviously just weaved this complicated
because
woman in
obviously-
black pitch.
You wouldn't have known, but luckily she's made it into a song
Ah,
obviously to
okay.
her
So
fans
there's a
via-
tie-in to something
Yeah.
she's trying to sell.
via the medium
Oh,
of
right.
music. Yeah.
At least it's more upbeat than Adele.
Where did you get a venue on Halloween? Surely all the ghosts are getting married on Halloween.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it was a Catholic wedding.
Well, it's interesting.
various
isn't it? I
reasons.
mean, did she get somebody? It doesn't go into that detail. Did she get somebody to do it, or is it more like when children play and they go, "Oh, I've got married to my teddy bear."
Yeah,
She's done
on
that,
my
and
toaster.
the marriage certificate's in crayon.
I like to think it's a real bloke who's conjuring to
Only
having
you can
sex.
see me.
He's dressed up as a Victorian soldier, burst into a woman's bedroom, and women are so gullible they'll automatically assume you're a ghost in that scenario and let you do whatever you want.
Work for Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. I mean, where was he last Halloween? That's like,
He just goes from house to house, woman
yeah.
to woman.
yeah.
Well, hello.
I can't even think because I'm so furious about that fish doorbell. But I'm going to say that it's no, it's stupid. But then the fish doorbell's stupid. I don't know what to believe anymore. It's nonsense. It's not true. It's not true.
Right. Midfield Diamond.
I must be the only gullible one here. I'm going to say it's true.
Yeah, you are. I think that's pretty self-evident.
False, definitely.
Well, I'm afraid it's true.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now they live in separate afterlives.
Finally, we reach the magic 8 ball.
The magic 8 ball!
Each of our guests is going to give us their predictions for next month's news. Okay, panelists, what headlines can we be looking forward to?
Tattooist declares footballer an absolute nightmare after player rolls around in chair anytime he goes near him.
After experts reveal that they can get into Boris's mobile phone, Boris accidentally drops phone in the North Sea.
Accidentally.
Yeah, accidentally.
They're doing air quotes there for those who are listening to the podcast.
You work in this medium, but
Oh my
yeah.
word!
I mean, it'll be even more, I think, if he starts doing what was the documentary on being a Mormon or something like that, like Rebecca Vardy did after her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Did a big documentary about being a Jehovah's Witness afterwards, sort of like, obviously trying to claw back some sort of self-respect after the whole Agatha Christie case.
I missed all of this.
Yeah, I
entirely.
haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
that's
this
true.
on. I
You
haven't
lot-
seen this on any of the pornography channels I've been watching.
Yeah.
So
You lot-
watch Boris now trying to get our sympathy by saying that in fact he's been like in some sort of cult.
No, he is a cult.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry. Back to what's her face Vardy. So she was claiming that she was a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, I think she was. Yeah, she was. So she had this
But
like really traumatic.
but that's what made her do.
No,
bit-
nothing
No.
made her accidentally drop the mobile phone into the North Sea and accidentally what did she do with the laptop? Like, did it get smashed or something like that?
There's so much of that story I don't know. I'm going to have to get
Oh.
you to come around and explain it all to me at a later date. 'Cause
Honestly.
I know of the Wagatha thing, but I really
Yeah.
don't know any details.
No.
Yeah,
So-
well, that's it. When they asked for the phone with all the things on, it accidentally got dropped into. Honestly, if you've got to explain the joke.
And that's it, yeah.
No, you do. You did.
She accidentally installed Windows updates on her computer, rendering it unusable.
And then the mobile phone accidentally got dropped into the North Sea, very specifically, so they can't find it.
Of
So-
all the seas as well. That's
I
Yeah.
madness.
The
Oh,
ocean's
yeah.
much bigger. I think we've established.
Was she
Yeah.
working on an oil rig?
You can just tell that Boris was desperately trying to get into a car to get to an ocean. So, and they were like, hand it over, Mr. Johnson. Time is up.
God, that was a short answer on this
Sorry.
round. That was 10 minutes of the episode there. You had to explain
Hopefully,
shit to
everyone
me.
else won't. You won't need to keep the explanation. Everyone else will get it.
Everyone else will get it. Yeah, okay.
Except for the air quotes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can have it. That's fine. Midfield Diamond.
The alcohol duty changes are coming in from the 1st of August, so I can see homeless cruelly plunged into cost of drinking crisis.
That's just bleak, man.
Very bleak.
That's just bleak. And on that note, Mrs. Wrenfoe.
Women bring football home for a second time around, but apparently it still doesn't count because vaginas.
And that brings us to the end of this episode. And I can reveal this month's winner is Boris Johnson's WhatsApp account for being harder to access than his child support. I'd like to thank our guests, Dan Sweryt,
Bye.
SparklyBob,
Bye.
Midfield Diamond,
Thank you. Goodbye.
and Mrs. Wrenfoe.
Still last.
And I leave you with these headlines. Break in at Ironmonger's pays off in spades.
Oh.
Thor claims other superheroes have stolen his thunder.
Oh.
You think you're groaning now. It's this last thing. And temperamental jelly artiste throws a wobbly.
Oh.
There was silence. That one didn't even get a groan. That got silence. Hey, look, I can only work with what I found on NewsBiscuit. That's the best we had this month.
You've been listening to NewsBiscuit. NewsBiscuit is not only free for all readers, but we also accept submissions from any budding satirists, young or old. Visit newsbiscuit.com to submit headline stories and to support new writers.
NewsBiscuit. Real fake news.
You're looking slightly tanned, or is that just a strange webcam?
I have been on 2 Greek holidays in the last month. And there was Glastonbury in between as well. So
You
Yeah.
Glastonbury'd as well.
it's difficult to describe to people who don't go. But yeah, absolutely everyone is having a great time.
I just imagine it's the last days of Sodom and Gomorrah, basically.
And it really doesn't matter what age, whatever it is you are.
You're all
Everyone
getting
seems
trench foot.
everyone seems to just muddle along and get on. It's brilliant.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
Absolutely brilliant.
It's amazing what
Occasionally-
drugs will do to smooth things along. New haircut?
No, same one.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the end of the episode then. We've done the current news.